What's going on, guys? I'm Faith Riding Johnny.
And I'm Todd with Northeast Georgia Motorsports.
And today we're going to service the 2019 ZX6R. So I've been riding the Northeast Georgia Motorsports ZX6R for quite a bit now. I've gotten over 600 miles on this bike, which Kawasaki recommends I bring it in and do a first service on this bike. So I've got Todd here. He's been kind enough to help us out with it and explain to me and you guys what all this is going to include. So Todd, what are we going to be doing today with this bike with the 600 mile service?
Well, we really just go through it, make sure nothing needs to be warranted. It gives us a chance to catch it before you go out of your warranty. So we'll go through things like we'll check the oil, and really going through that, it's a new motor, everything's meshing together, so it is normal to find metal shavings inside the break-in service oil change. And we're really just checking to make sure they're not overly large, because then there's something wrong with it.
Other than the oil, what's really important with this bike that you're looking for when you service it?
All right, so we're just making sure there's no leaks in anything. Making sure that the fluid's at the levels that it's supposed to be, coolant, brake fluid, making sure the brake pads are wearing the way they're supposed to, not excessively, tires, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, now we did talk a little bit about the oil for this bike, and you mentioned to me about different types of oil, and you know, theoretically, we're still under what Kawasaki recommends for the braking period, which they recommend up to 1,000 miles. You keep the bike under 6,000 RPMs. So what oil are we going with today?
So today we're just going with the basic conventional Kawasaki oil, and that really helps everything seal up in the motor the way it's supposed to. Shortly after the braking period is when you can start switching to semi or full synthetic.
Awesome. So there's going to be a lot of little stuff I think we're going to be checking as well. I recommend you go to your owner's manual and see everything that's going to be checked on that first 600 mile checkoff sheet, which you can actually go to Kawasaki's website, punch in your vehicle, whatever it may be, whether it's a ZX6, ZX10, or even a Kawasaki Mule. You can find the owner's manual and periodic maintenance on their website, which I will link down in the description below. So we know why we're doing the service. What happens if we don't bring the bike in, or someone doesn't bring the bike in for the 600 mile service? What is the risk in doing that and maybe taking a few more 100 or even 1,000 miles on the bike and skipping a service like that?
So as I mentioned before, it gives us a chance to catch something that could possibly be warranted before it expires. Now, if you skip out on the first service, you could possibly end up with metal shavings running through the motor, which is never good. You could end up with leaks that could have been caught at the first service, which could end up causing your motor to run hot or your brakes to fail. You could end up causing your chain not to be adjusted to the proper slack, which could be very, very detrimental whenever you're actually riding. If that snaps, you could break a case, you can crash, it becomes dangerous.
Yeah, a lot of not good things would happen in that particular case.
Yeah.
So now, Todd, I could easily do a service like this. I'm very mechanically able to do so and change the oil. Why is it so important to bring it here to Northeast Georgia Motorsports and get the service done?
Well, as we mentioned before, it is important for the warranty. Make sure that we can get something covered before it expires.
Okay.
Second, it gives an experienced technician the chance to look over the bike, making sure that the engine performance is not compromised and that the rider is getting as safe of a ride as possible.
That absolutely makes sense, because I'm pretty sure you're going to check things that I probably wouldn't look over. And I looked over the Kawasaki checklist maintenance. It's quite a bit, so I could imagine it's quite extensive. How long do you think this would take to get it all done and check over everything?
Well, for the engine oil specifically, you're looking at it right at about half an hour. So with everything else included, it really just depends on if there is something wrong or not. But just kind of giving it a glance, you might run into an hour, hour and a half.
That's it for the first service on the 2019 Northeast Georgia Motorsports ZX6R. I know I'm ready to hit the road, and thanks to Todd here, this bike is in the safest position possible to be riding back on the road. But before we go, Todd, how do we get in touch with you guys? How do we come in? Do we need an appointment to come see you guys? Tell us about setting up a bike service.
All right, well, you can always give us a call at 706-654-9840, or if you really want to, swing on by, come see us at 3340 Highway 53 here in Houston, Georgia. Setting up an appointment, you could do over the phone or you could do it in person. That's going to be the quickest way to get the work done. If not, we do accept walk-ins. We just have to get them worked in between technicians' jobs.
Okay, awesome. And then I know a big question I always have is for used bikes, if we buy one or if we're looking at buying one. Do you guys do used bike checks, and is it similar to a new bike service?
Absolutely, it's very similar. It's a full service. It is a little bit more extensive because a lot of times we do have to flush fluids. We do have to fix leaks or swap out parts, but we make sure that it is to the topmost quality.
Awesome. Well, if you guys have any more questions or need anything motorsports related, Northeast Georgia Motorsports is here to take care of those needs. I can't thank them enough for taking care of me. So check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Give them a call, stop by, check out their inventory, get some bike work done if you need it, and they will take care of you. Until then, we'll see you guys on the next video. Ride safe, have fun. We'll see you then.